something really fun this summer. I went to a camping music festival with my boyfriend called Electric Forest in Michigan. Has anyone heard of it? We had a great time, but we were a little bit older than our campground neighbors. We're both in our mid-30s, and the average age seemed to be about 21 and a half years old. So being on the outside, you pick up on some trends in a different way. First of all, turns out that camping music festivals are designed for people to do hard drugs. And that really stuck out because we didn't do any. But tents are not actual walls, so you are just right there with your neighbors at 4 a.m. when they are telling everyone in a very loud voice just how hard they're tripping right now. Hint, super hard. And there was one look I had never seen before. Maybe you have. It was a one-piece bathing suit over fishnet stockings. It's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a bathing suit over fishnets. But the key is that the bathing suit has to go really deep up the butt crack. It's like right in there, like butt floss. So I thought, oh, they're buying these thong bathing suits at some really trendy EDM store or something. And then I realized, oh, they're actually jamming the bathing suit up there further. You could see the extra fabric above the butt cheek. It was so confusing. It's unattractive and impractical. I don't think I was the demographic. I got a lot of ma'ams at this music festival. But I sort of feel like it was a joke that went way too far, like Scientology. Because the worst thing about being a little girl at the beach is having to go to the bathroom in a bathing suit. You have to like... And this was a camping porta potty situation. You know what I'm saying? But the porta potties were actually very on point. They were clean. There was toilet paper, A+. I guess this is how old people rate music festivals, by the porta potties. The poops were like a C-, and I'm being generous. There were two kinds. There's sort of a sad comma or an apostrophe, just barely squeezing it out. And then there were the splats. And I don't know what drug does that, but everyone was on it. And it may be because these kids were not actually eating food. We brought a camping stove. We were cooking vegetables, grilling meats, generally eating from the entire food pyramid. But whenever we would make a meal, people would make a lot of comments. Epic spread. Cool food choices. I wondered, what are these kids eating? And when I looked in their trunk kitchens, it turns out they just brought condiments. Just eating ketchup saltine sandwiches all weekend. I looked in one backpacking tent, there's a kid, a 2-foot bong, and a bag of potato chips. Totally self-contained, it's all you need, I guess, potato chips and ketamine, so. But as a ma'am, I really appreciated the hydration stations. So they had everyone bringing reusable water bottles, and they would even text you on this app to remind you to drink water. It's like, it's super important to stay hydrated when you're camping. Took me 3 days to figure out, oh, everyone else is tripping super hard. But maybe my favorite thing was that it was a zero waste event. So that means they were composting everything, trying to divert it from the landfill. I don't know if you've picked up on this, but I'm kind of a huge hippie. So that was a way bigger turn on for me than the bathing suit butt floss look. But being an environmentalist is kind of weird because people are always telling you how they aren't one. Like, oh, you don't breathe air or drink water? Use ecosystem services? Okay. And being an environmentalist can be kind of depressing because, you know, climate change. I used to be obsessed with how we're all gonna die from global warming, and then I was like, why am I getting depressed about something I can't even see when I could be depressed by something that's everywhere around us all the time? So lucky for me, we have plastic. Does anybody here actually think about what happens to things when you throw them away? My friend's right here with the...
There is no away, Jessica.
There is no away. Plastic bags, straws, those disposable food containers, you know? Whenever I order delivery, I die a little bit inside. I mean, I still order it, but I die a little bit inside. They bring you the food in a plastic container, in a plastic bag, with 5 plastic forks that are also wrapped in plastic. I can't figure out if we're germaphobes or if a plastic mafia is running the restaurant industry. And the straws are the worst. Straws are like modern art. They're pointless. If you're an able-bodied person, it's just so lazy. You can't lift the cup all the way to your mouth and drink. Use that thing for 10 minutes, it's around for like 1,000 years. And they put those little stirrers in your mixed drinks. Cave people didn't drink their mixed drinks with straws. Somebody told me that you're supposed to have babies drink out of straws because it helps them strengthen their mouth muscles so that they can develop language. No. Thank you. Well, you know, I mean, but I was thinking maybe that is what happened to the Neanderthals. Like, they didn't have straws, so they couldn't develop complex language, so they died out. It's a hard no. Okay. And they say, you know, drink out of a straw so that your teeth don't get stained. That seems like a great reason, you know, with coffee, soda, wine, whatever you're drinking. But beer is one drink I've never seen anyone drink out of a straw. Do we have any beer drinkers here? Awesome, give it up for yourselves. So one of the ironies of the great circle of life, if you're drinking beer made from the Great Lakes water, there's microplastics in it. You're welcome. And I'm also kind of a foodie. Does anybody here like to eat mussels? Yes. I think you know where this is going, though. Full of plastic, just plastic everywhere, you know? And then I started, my hypochondria is like, if it's in the mussels, is it like in my muscles? If I start to gain weight, is it just plastic floating? So I'll just leave you with this. You know, if there's plastic in the beer and there's plastic in the mussels, maybe Belgium is as depressed as I am. You guys have been great. I've been Jessie Bradish. Thank you.